This is Deckard6, and welcome back to Sea Dog Sultans. Or rather, a single Sultan, as we have just taken out the last of our Malaysian rivals. We actually don't have another rival slot, which is really annoying. I was expecting us to be able to rival Malwa or rival Japan. Because they're two countries that are pretty close to us, about our size, and directly competing with our sphere of influence. Ugh. Sure, absent merchant, whatever. I'm going to check and make sure trade is still flowing the right way here. It is. That is good. I don't want to have to move a merchant there yet. Little Karu is now ours. And alright, so now we've encountered jungle. So we're going to take up to Greater Namquan land. This is great because it gives us a choke point for any land invasions. We'll leave Dharma land open to... Ooh, Cape we also want because it's a trade center. Now we're going to need to grab trade as our next idea group, I think. Yes, we're pirating, but that's mainly up against Ming. We've got plenty of things we can move downstream. Delhi against Ayutthaya, sure. Let's grab Nan if we can. I have real leader. I mean, it's not something I really care about, but we still have claim on it, and it's still against one of our rivals. Smash their army. Siege the land. Get everybody negotiate for us. And we're coring these. Excellent. Who died? Military advisor died. Huh. You know what? We can afford to replace him with a tier 2. Sure. Help us catch up to Ming a little bit, maybe. Colonize Cape. That's what we're doing anyway. So let's do that. It's actually giving us a good colonize for once. Well, one that we're not actively trying to exploit for the most part. Like we've been doing with Pose and Bone, I guess. Colonize the Cape. And we'll take Nan if we can. And it will also help our colonization of Bone, which is producing sweet, delicious coffee. Oh man, the price of coffee is obscene. I am totally okay with that, though. You will make all the money out of Bone. I've been hoping we'd roll a coffee because I remember it being extremely valuable at this stage of the game, even more than the other trade goods. Also, we've been sort of diluting the market by getting so much tea and spices and I guess some porcelain into it. Haha. You went down, Utian fleet. And our allies have moved in and are just helping us siege you out. I'm going to hopefully take Nan. They're hopefully going to give it to me. It'll just inconvenience you a little bit. I'll go fight your army if I can. Just to farm up a little prestige. The guy I just hired died. Now, there's an identical replacement. And we got Nan in a nice quick little war. Really sort of sticks in there like we're really sticking it to Ayutthaya at the moment, which we kind of are. Whenever we can get a war with them without Ming being involved, we do it. Trade companies, heck yes. Something to spend our money on if it really starts getting rolling. Promising trader, that's pretty good. We can still build, I believe, a canal in Akka. Yeah, around 75 to 81%, depending on any given day. And let's see. Oh man, the production income from here is obscene. You can start getting extra goods produced here as well, which will further boost the income. Yeah, we're stacking a lot of income in Brunei. Makastar we could be doing something similar with, I think, though not quite as heavy. These guys already have fairly good levels of development. No wonder they're producing lots of cash. Who do we got converting at the moment? Colonial Rush? Awesome! I don't think that stacks with our existing colonial enthusiasm, but just extends it. Which is nice. It's another 5 years of colonial enthusiasm, which will help finish up Bonet. Grain in the Cape. That's okay. There have been plenty other high value resources around it. Version successful. Excellent. Who's next on the list? Some more here. Alright, let's do that. I'm generally trying to keep our religious unity as close to 100 as I can. I'm probably going to switch back to piety. Sometimes, not fabricate claim, I want insult. If we end up with something like 80 or something when we have a king roll over, once we get to that point, how close is Cape to being a city? So I think claim the rival's province, Chiang Rai. That's what we want to do for now. Fabricate claim, Chiang Rai. We have got quite a good empire going. I'm distressed at the fact that the Ming, of all people, are more technologically advanced than me. It's really frustrating. I'm usually able to push them around by virtue of technological advances. And Portugal just isn't cooperating. It's almost the 17th century. Oh. And they haven't even gotten down to like the Congo area yet. Has someone at least colonized Fernando Point? No. No, they haven't. And I'm deliberately not colonizing that so that they can use it as a jumping point. Help Bengal against one of their tiny, pathetic enemies? I mean, sure. I mean, no one's joining into this war, really. It's just going to be a curb stomp to help improve Bengal's status. At least I don't have to worry about them actively being absorbed by Malwa now, since they're large enough. Just wish I thought to get trade power from them first. Prussia's having a civil war. Huh. A Prussia that is not Brandenburg. So we sort of got an interesting look here. Munster has expanded a lot, but is eventually looks like it's sort of collapsing. There is a Prussia that is not Brandenburg. Poland is expanding into the HRE significantly. It is not the Commonwealth. Poland and... Oh, wow. Lithuania leads a personal union with Russia. That's a power block I don't want to fight. Not in the least. France is putting itself back together bit by bit. Take the tariff. Aragon still exists, though mostly in Italy and the rest of the Mediterranean rather than actually in Spain. Ottomans are doing quite well for themselves. Mali are doing quite well for themselves and are possibly part of the reason Spain and Portugal haven't come down as hard as they have. East Africa looks like it always does. India is dominated by the sultanates, with Malwa being the most powerful, me in the south, Bengal in the east, Delhi in the north, with a little bit of Timurid in there. Ming is actually doing quite well and is keeping me out of Southeast Asia by virtue of somehow being ahead of me in military tech. The dicks. We're finally starting to roll in the money. All right. I'm actually going to get the next rank in diplomacy, and then I think I'm going to grab another diplomacy idea group in trade. That's what I think I'm going to do. But I want to get these road networks and stuff up first for the extra trade power. Let's see, where do we want to send somebody? I think I'm going to send them to Maritime. It's going to take a little longer than some of them, but it also secures this island entirely as Muslim while I'm thinking about it. And it gives us all of the Malaysian peoples as Sunni. Let's see, where do I want to colonize next? Because Bone is almost done. Do I want to grab Menende, or do I want to start getting here? There's not a real point in rushing this since the Europeans haven't shown up, so I'm just going to take my time and fill out Sulawesi first, I think. We don't actually have to rush to Malaysia. We don't get any major idea group changes, I think, from going to Malaysia. We might get centralization or something like that. What do we need? Business decisions. Malaysia. Effects. Yeah, increased centralization, prestige, and a tag change. So nothing we really need to do other than just a cosmetic effect. So I could afford to wait, since we're not actively competing with the Europeans for it at the moment. I was expecting the Europeans to start becoming a relevant issue right around the turn of the 17th century, and they're just not. They're really taking their time in the New World. I can tell they're doing stuff in the New World. It's just I don't have sight of the New World. It also means that it's unlikely that I'm going to be able to take my time and jump across to, say, California. Instead, I'm getting the African side of things. Which is okay, it's just one of the two routes I have. And I think the easier one. It is conceivable to hop, skip, and jump across to California, but you have to settle tropical islands to get there, where the islands you're jumping across to are only, I believe, arid, or even not even arid, when getting to Africa. And then you have all this potential wealth here in the South Cape area to develop, where we have tons of slaves. We've got some grain, okay, yeah, but high base tax province that is now. Fortunately, it's distant overseas. We can't do trade companies. Our technology group is not allowed for trade companies. Wah wah. Sure, improvements in administrative tech are always worth it. They pay for themselves. Bengal is winning their war single-handedly, like I expected. We're getting a fair amount of cash. Do we want to spend it in more military buildings, more trade buildings? We could probably build some defensive structures in important locations too. For the time being, I'm going to keep trying to roll the money bomb a little bit. We can build a trade company here. I think it's worth it, because goods produced will improve our production value by a lot. Bam, $500 in, or 500 ducats into goods produced. Just turned Brunei into a heck of a spice production province. And I think it's actually going to pay itself off. Oh, is Cape done now? Cape is done now. And I didn't actually send the guys to Roger Field, this colonist. I sent the army there, but not the colonist. It's not doing me any good. Why are you guys uppity? You've already been converted. Learn to love your new overlords. The benefits of being part of our sphere rather than against it are huge. For one, you're not going to get raped and pillaged. Two, you're part of one of the largest trade arcs in the world. stretching from Hangzhou, though they're not part of the trade arc willingly, all the way to Ceylon, with a little bit of influence in Africa. Tempted to possibly also go up this side of Africa at some point. Possibly once we start going secular, since it's going to involve fighting a lot of Muslims. It's something to consider. Alright, do we want the less interest? Or are we still interested in tech? I think we want that tech bonus quite a lot. It's a really good tech level, so we're going to wait it out. Keep checking to see if there are any really good missions, and there just aren't any that are particularly relevant to us. And Bengal wraps up its war. We could construct a new navy. That's something we should consider. Yeah. Since we've got some basic escorts for our taxis, we don't have a super heavy battle fleet. Why are you threatening our trade? I really wish I could make you a rival. UI country. Yeah, I can't rival you. Just go suck a whole bag of dicks or something. Your day will come. If you weren't allied with Bengal, I'd be all up in you at this moment. But you are the monster that I created, and now I have to deal with it. I mean, the Timurids are so close to forming a sort of Mughal sultanate, but it's just not happening. Not with Delhi allied with me, in addition to me being allied with Timurids. I've sort of created a balance of power situation. Malwak really can't fight anyone except for the Bahamas, because then I'd get involved, and their only protection is their alliance with Bengal, which is something I don't want to do. Sorry for the yawn. I've been going for quite a while, and my caffeine reserves must be running low. Colonize Damak. You know, that might be what I end up doing next, but all of my colonies are still fairly low. They're only like 150, 100, or 90 or something like that. I don't actively want to take a new colony mission at the moment. Our privateers against Ming are the only reason we're doing so well in power projection. And we need to do something to keep our power projection up in the near future, or we're going to start losing our bonus. We got a whole lot from conquering our rivals, but since it's not letting us choose a rival to replace them, we're going to need to continue to take aggressive action. Sure, we'll improve land technology, we need that. We need to keep up with the Mings. Keeping up with the Ming sounds like it should be a TV show. He's in charge cavalry, sure. Also, infantry fire's nice. Let's see how we compare to the Ming right now. We are tech level 14, they are tech level 15, and we only just got 14. And 15 is a fairly big jump with morale, tactics, and a new base troop. Don't want to fight them right now. Perhaps constructing a navy is the right choice. It'll give us something to harass them with. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing your income go up after I finish this. It's going to be huge. Ooh, who died? Let's see, do we go for that master mint? We have plenty of income to burn off of. I think we do. Lower our inflation and raise our administration power. Yeah, let's do that. And we can invest our income in some of the growth things. In the meantime, just try to keep at least 200 in the bank. Hey, conversion successful. Excellent. Now we can go through and fill out a few more of these. Let's go fill out Pegu. So we're getting fairly good control. Yeah. Getting a hang on all of these heathens. Though India is still the biggest source of Hindus. Though our trade ports are converted. A lot of the richer inland areas, or larger population inland areas, are still Hindu. Any sign of Portugal and Castile? Absolutely none. Wait, wait. Somebody has colonized Fernando Point. Is that who I think it is? It's the Netherlands! Surviving with only a single province against a Austrian occupation, they make a flight to Africa. Awesome. I actually kind of want them to be the ones to end up in Africa because I can totally push them around when they do. It will be beautiful. Hey, Netherlands, bring me some coffee. Yes, massa. Okay, that was totally a racist stereotype that I'm applying it against white people at the moment, so I'm not quite sure how it falls. I'm sorry, there's a stream of consciousness, and sometimes I come up with jokes that only after they come out of my mouth do I realize are horribly inappropriate. I might even edit that out. Probably not. My apologies are already too long. Let the world see my shame. Fish. Not exactly a super resource, but it's something. Bengal is looking for some more minor wars. Bengal, you've gotten real aggressive recently. What's happened to you, man? You used to be my passive little whelpling, and now you're starting all these wars on your own. I actually kind of approve as long as I can get you away from Malwa and just as my ally. Maybe I should give Malwa a justification to declare war on me. Just send him an insult for the hell of it. Okay, gold. That's really good. I think we're going to get only minimal inflation from it since our rest of our income is so large. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's increasing 0.02 because of the gold mines. But I like gold. Gold is good. I'm like freaking Goldfinger all up in here. And we're going to get road networks, which further increase our trade power. Oh, we can eat the prestige. It's inconvenient, but it's not that big a deal. And with that, built on all of our trade nodes, we should be closing that 90% goal I was hoping for in Malacca. I'd love to be able to start pulling more out of Canton, more out of Siam. Philippines are still all going the right way. Oh, did I click the lose one? I think I clicked the lose one. I did. I am an idiot. They were both just whatever piety you wanted, and I just clicked the wrong one. I just noticed it as I was clicking. Alright, where are we? Continuing our horde around Africa. So, doing this joke at the same time, without the racial stereotypes, I'll just be like up to Netherlands and like, hey, Netherlands, bring me a cup of tea. Yes, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir? Yeah, I'll take some westernization with my tea. Very good, sir. At least it's a more acceptable stereotype, sort of a British butler one. It's more natives assimilating. That's good. Helps me fill up these provinces quicker. Fish, fishy, fishy. Oh, I mean, there's technically demand for it, so it's not that bad to be producing more. I'm also worried that I might sort of crash the market in spices because the price is gone. It's actually staying about steady, even as I'm producing more. Supplies going up. Brunei is going to be the largest supplier in supplies by spices by a lot. Let's see, custom house improves demand. That's what I'm building here, aren't I? I'm building a trade company. Custom house is one of the. What is custom house? I had a king die, didn't I, just now? Or no, my heir died and got replaced with a significantly better one. That's what happened. I mean, he's still young, but he's significantly better. Uh, custom house. Where is the custom house? It did say custom house, right? Oh, it's the end of the trade line. Okay, so custom houses will improve demand a lot when I eventually manage to get up to them. In the meantime, oh yeah, we're making good now, even with our rank 3 advisor. Only one rank 3 advisor so far, but we have one. Excellent year, extra manpower. Our manpower is starting to look good. We are going to start building a trade node there, or a road network, to further boost our power from our trade node. We are up to, I don't know, I want that's culture. 83%. Are you actually done, Yarmalaka? Yeah. These last few points are going to be really difficult to get, I think. Converted hair protects a Pegu. Excellent. Let's go for non. Iglis, our religious unity is starting to look pretty good, so I think going secular actually wouldn't be that big a deal right now. We've got our religious unity back above 80. We're mostly expanding via colonization at the moment. Our army is basically a police force at the moment, putting down the rebels in some of our already conquered provinces. Let's see, what else do we have? Alright. Everything's going quite well. Not quite sure. Revolt risk in Taiwan? Sure, I think we can handle it. Does it actually turn it into an actual revolt risk? No, it doesn't. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I kind of want to take on Ming and just prove us the biggest power on the block, but right now that seems like pushing my luck. So I'm just going to keep the money ball rolling. You're sort of watching me build buildings and try to micromanage an economy in the best way it can possibly go. I was going to build a navy, but then I got distracted and ended up with a really expensive advisor, but he's a really good advisor too. He's going to keep our inflation down, which is good since we're getting gold mines at the moment. And he's going to help recover the fact that we're really behind on administrative tech. Administrative monarchy will be really good for us. Production efficiency, national tax modifier. Oh yeah. And our people show resilience. This is just good times. After the really trying times we had earlier in this session, this is fantastic. This is what I wanted Brunei to look like. This huge, sprawling England of the Pacific. The only thing I have not accomplished that was one of my goals from the start of this session is the westernization contact. And it looks like Netherlands might just be inclined to help me with that, if they keep coming down. I'm almost wondering if Mali has westernized and if it's worth trying to jump up to them. Mali, how are you doing? You have not westernized. You're still sub-Saharan. Okay. Well, that was a nice dream. I would really love to see an AI powerful westernized Mali controlling West Africa. How awesome would that be? Mensa Musa would be up there with a tear in his eye. My empire lives. Mensa Musa, arguably the richest man to have ever lived from his control of the Sultan gold trade in West Africa. And that's even going up against captains of industry and Chinese emperors. That's a lot of wealth. We can only hope to aspire to that level of wealth. We're going secular. Screw that piety. Are you still able to convert at the current rate? Yeah, you're still fine. But that's it for now. We're aspiring to Mensa Musa levels of wealth at this point. This has been Deckard 6. I hope you have at least tolerated this episode. Signing off.